Oh, y'all got to get my reaction. Nick Saban has retired. I know, right? Did we really think this was coming? Well, some people did. Got to give a shout out to Bomani Jones, host of The Right Time with Bomani Jones, because he basically said it on one of his last episodes with Joel Anderson that he anticipated Nick Saban was going to retire. So got to get that man his flowers, because when he said it, I was a little bit on the, but at the same time, it makes sense. All the signs were there that he was going to go ahead and move forward. So, of course, we got to react, talk about the impact that Saban had in college football, as well as what it's going to look like going forward, because, yeah, it's the end of an era. So let's dive in. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. We got to just react, man. Alabama Crimson Tide head coach Nick Saban is out. Deuces. Man announced his announcement was made by one of the ESPN guys. He tweeted it out. Nick Saban is going to retire. And I was a little shocked, right? When I saw it come down the line, we've been having this conversation in the Discord, kind of shocked me. So, of course, the initial thought for most people is the vultures went after it. Time to start hitting up the transfer portal. The portal opens up for the next 30 days for Alabama players. School starts next week. So it's going to be bananas from today until the end of MLK Day, right? You're going to see all kinds of stuff. That dead period basically is going to be lifted for the Bama players, all because Nick Saban is out the door. And I guess the bigger question to me that came down the line is, who's going to replace Nick Saban, right? Who's the guy that's going to take the job and take the job, the hardest job in college football, period, point blank. That to me is the job that is the toughest one out there you could possibly take. It's the hardest job and it's the most awesome job because, of course, it's the history of Alabama, all the national championships, all the prestige. But then you're following Nick Saban. They're going to try to make a run that he had that ain't nobody else really done before. Like, he's done historical stuff with his run, but, it's been forever that you've seen anything close to it. I mean, hell, Oklahoma had, 47 straight wins, and for the most part, that still ain't like we see her with Saban and all these championships and constantly being a contender. And so, who's going to want to take that job? I've seen the odds. The biggest one right now is Dan Lanning. I'm questioning if he would want to take that job. I mean, yeah, Bama's better, but my brother mentioned this. He shot me a message on it, and he's like, look, the facilities ain't as big as NIL nowadays, but Bama still be throwing them dollars. They are willing to do that. But a lot of the clout you get for playing for Nick Saban makes it to where them prices are probably a lot cheaper than normal. And it's going to be tough for that to actually happen. So you've got, Dan Lanning. Dabo Swinney is a former Bama guy, and that's his dream job. Hell, he has a clause in his contract if he wanted to take that job, right? So you've got a long list of people that would be interested. I think Kellen DeBoer is probably going to be one that's going to be considered for that job as well. And you go down the list and lines of people, but this is going to have a massive ripple effect in college football. And the first thing that you see the ripple effect is that one of the most dominant coaches in the game is now gone. I anticipate Jim Harbaugh to take an NFL job. I'm kind of leaning towards Kirby Smart doing the same. So college football is going to be wide open starting next season. And just about every team now has an opportunity to step in and go and win championships. So the question is going to be who's going to win the arms race with these players, who's going to win the arms race with, setting the tone. Michigan did it this year. Can somebody else take their spot in doing that? So now you've got coaches that we got to consider, because once one coach leaves, that whole cycle is going to start back up. You're going to have more kids hitting the transfer portal, specifically because the 30-day window opens up. It's going to be chaos for the next week. So make sure y'all stick around, because we're definitely going to be front end and keeping up with all that information flowing your direction. So now you got to see the coach. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts. Who y'all think will take the coaching job? We're going to go live. We're probably live now while you're watching this. Come in and hang out. We're going to talk about it a lot more. From there, portal time, baby. Bama's already seen Ryan Williams go ahead and decommit from Alabama, and you're going to see a lot of that. I'm wondering if a letter of intent will start to be released. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like for this portal, but I'm telling you, from today on, it's going to be popping, right? Any player that Bama was going after, any player that Bama was leaning towards or had already closed to commit as a transfer, they may actually decide to jump right back out because they coach gone, right? So that's the one thing that's the blessing and the curse of the transfer portal is that players are going to be coming and going, and it's all based upon their coaches. And now that Saban's gone, as long as that staff stays close and they fight to keep these kids, the one thing that they do preach over there is they get you to they can recruit to commit to the school and not to the coach. But it's so hard to distinguish the difference between Nick Saban and Alabama at this point because of what he's done since 2007. That man is a legend, right? 17 years of greatness. Just too many national championships. I don't even want to talk about it because it hurts my heart. But it's also great because now we can stop being mad at the Miami Dolphins medical staff for ruining college football. Saban is out the door. Had to get my reaction. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts. Love to hear from you all on what y'all think about Nick Saban chunking the deuces of all times. This is probably the perfect time, too, because like I said, it's only a week before his classes start. May help him out a lot. Made this far, you like the content, hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe. Love for you to join this family of college football fans. Talking OU football and a lot of college football now, especially because Saban's gone. Having a blast doing it. So, we'll be on the SEC Connect tonight. Hop on, jump on the live with us. We'll talk about it. And we'll chop it up soon. Peace.